You walk through the exhibits, through the photos from before the disaster, a glimpse of the prosperity of the time. You see the grassland, saw the forest, see the laughing crowd. These are new things you've never seen before. Until I saw that photo. You can't move anymore. This is a field with yellow flowers. That yellow stretched all the way to the sky. You stared at him in a trance. The introduction said his name was Sunflower. In the showcase under the photo, just a bag of his seeds. You've never seen a real plant. You can't imagine these little seeds can grow such beautiful flowers. You took those seeds with you when you left. You are determined to grow this flower called the sunflower. This seems like a pointless act at the moment, because plants have been gone for a long time. He disappeared with civilization. You don't know much about the disaster. The world you are familiar with, it's a lifeless ruin like this. After every cultivation failure, and you're going to put a cross on this notepad as a record. Now the book is full of crosses. You have planted a new batch of seeds, watching them still waiting. How many times have you failed, but still trying? And the deadline is this winter. That's where you end up, because your supplies won't last the winter. You may be the last human being in the world. Maybe not. But at least it never came from this receiver except any news other than noise. As usual, countless attempts. You didn't receive any message. You live in a deserted city. The insignificant can be ignored directly. All around is the wreckage of buildings. Steel is twisted. The concrete is broken. One by one, the skeletons of huge monsters dumped on the ground. You're about to cut half of canned meat for dinner. But suddenly I feel eating half at a time may be a bit too extravagant. If you don't budget carefully, it might not even make it through the winter. The cans piled up in the corners are your only food. Looking at the few cans, you end up with a quarter of it and you chew it. A week later, you added another cross to the record book. This represents the previous species planted failed to germinate successfully. Because you always have expectations. So no matter how many failures you experience, you can't face it calmly. Every failure represents the end of expectations. Your will is in this torment again and again. It seems to be on the verge of collapse. You are leaving, but I heard some strange noises nearby. You walk up to see what's going on. You find an abandoned robot behind a wall. He also found you in his field of vision. The remaining instructions led him to launch an attack. The projectile stalled before being fired. He exhausted the last of his energy. The shock comes from a sudden change. And for these abandoned tin men, you are used to it. They belong to the pre-disaster era. They served humanity as servants. It has also been used as a weapon to kill humans. And now they're just scrap metal everywhere. You left there. After each planting failure, you are about to embark on a new journey. Start looking for new planting sites. You've been traveling through the apocalypse like this for a long time. Maybe one day the seeds will germinate successfully. You can stop. In a vacant lot, you planted the next batch of seeds. After the last failure, the mood may be a little lower again. But you still won't be stinging expectations for these seeds. At night you wiggle the receiver in the shelter. No accident, still can't receive any information. The world is dead. He's been dead for too long. The deworming has disappeared. Even the last bones were completely air-dried. No sign of life. You plug the microphone into the device. The pain you speak of is carried far away by radio waves. But no one got it. Because of this, you dare to pour out these sorrows. It's been a long time. It's getting colder. Probably because it's already winter. You are still planting. You don't know if these seeds are suitable for winter. But keeping planting is the only thing you can do. You dig the hole and rummage through your body for the remaining seeds. The seed fell to the ground. You pick it up carefully. But I noticed it for the first time. Text printed on the back of the bag can be used as food in emergency situations. You've never seen this before. You open the bag. The secreted saliva tells you, this is indeed the smell of food. You look at him, throat squirmed. I don't know what to think. You throw away the ideas in your head, planted the seeds, and the remaining seeds, you carefully collected it again. A week later, the sky began to snow. The seeds planted before failed to germinate. You're sitting on the ground, your limbs are weak. In order to continue to survive and complete the planting, you're constantly undercutting your food. Eat a can for 2 days from the beginning. Then eat a can for a week. The rest is licked by drinking water. Your body is getting worse and worse. You want to eat some food to refresh your strength. I rummaged through it and found that despite this deduction, unknowingly, your food is down to the last can. Prolonged hunger makes you unbearable. You open the can and put it in your mouth, but found that the can was broken. The food inside has long since turned into stinky sewage. You throw it to the ground. Hunger. It's not because of your mood changes. Disappear. You instinctively start in the vicinity of the waste, searching for food. This may be your last struggle. No food can be produced after the apocalypse. All food is left over from before the disaster. Finding them is as hard as digging up gold. You got nothing for a few days. Instead, it drains the stored power. You keep watering, but the hunger doesn't go away. You feel so light. You rummage through your body. It has been determined whether there is any missing food. Finally, only dug out the remaining bag of sunflower seeds. Before you know it, you have opened the bag. The smell of food enters the nostrils. Then a machine. The dog is sniffing the ground and coming in this direction. He noticed that you raised your head. You follow the robot dog. He is not interested in your existence, looking down and smelling something, all the way to a huge building. This building is relatively well preserved. The words library are engraved on the wall at the door. Mechanical dog runs in. You chase after him and there is no trace of him. You walk through the ruins. At this time, some strange sounds came from the depths of the ruins. The owner of the voice seems to be about to scare off something. Keep yelling words like "go away." You searched for the sound and found the past. But I saw a robot and the previous one. Mechanical dog. Mechanical dog bears its tusks, waiting for the right moment to shoot. And the robot's mutilated body can only be intimidated by words. Doesn't seem to be the opponent's opponent. The humanoid robot sees you and calls for help. You said that this machine, the dog, is trying to take away his energy pool. You decide to help him, but the previous rush and the long hunger makes you almost unsteady. What's unexpected is that you just stand in front of the robot. The mechanical dog left voluntarily. The robot said it was a pre-disaster electronic pet, will not attack humans, but he has all the qualities of a dog. You can smell energy. They will stop at nothing to keep themselves alive. You look at the robot in front of you. He is full of sleeves. I don't know how long I've been here. You sit against the wall. It'll make you feel better. You ask why the robot is here. It claims to be a robot that protects humans, if any humans survive. If you want to rebuild civilization, they will definitely come to the library. So he's been waiting here. You asked him if anyone had been here. He said you were the first. You're going to spend the night here, but you're hungry and can't sleep. The sound of the stomach squirming did not stop for a moment. You don't know how. He took out the bag of sunflower seeds. The robot on the side suddenly said, "Eat it."